Hey guys, this is Rachel Youngson here from useplr.com and wholefoodplr.com. This is our weekly PLR Power Hour. This is where we talk about PLR, talk about resources, what we're doing in the PLR world, and just kind of connect with each other. Most importantly, this is also a chance for you to carve out an hour out of your week to work on your PLR. So for instance, if you don't have any questions about your PLR, feel free to keep yourself on mute this week and just work on your PLR. It's super important to just carve out that time to work on your PLR. If you have anything that you need between this Power Hour and next Tuesday's Power Hour, please send me an email directly at rachel@useplr.com. So we are getting started today. Does anyone have any questions that they want to go over today? If you do, feel free to unmute yourself. If you can't unmute yourself, feel free to throw something in the chat box. If you have no questions, feel free to just ignore me and work on your PLR. And while you guys are thinking on that, I'm also wanted to start having discussions either this week or next week about 2019 goals and what you see for yourself and your business moving forward into 2019, and maybe how we can all, as a community, try to reach those goals. Is anybody working on any PLR today that they want to talk about? Even if you don't have any questions on it, are you doing anything with your PLR today that you'd like to talk about? Great job, Kim. Kim has some review posts that she's going to get uploaded. Really good job, Kim. Are these for, I assume they're for digital products, maybe affiliate linked review posts? Oh, that's good. Kim's going to be working on reviews for Amazon products, and that's great. This is definitely the time of year to be doing that. I don't know if I've told you guys as a group, but I do some stuff for Amazon on the side for their FBA program, and I get all these emails all the time about Q4. This is the time to get your stuff out. This is super important. So way to go. Hey, Michelle, good to see you today. For sleep products, that's great, Kim. And guys, we also had the planners and journals for those of my friends who are into planners and journals. We had Michelle. I'm looking at Michelle. We had Jen speak to us last week from PLR Planners and Journals. So that coupon that she had given us is still good, but it's ending soon. So if anyone needs that, please feel free to let me know. Hey, Michelle, are you working on anything you'd like to talk about this week? Did you ever get the answers you were looking for from the PLR database site? Great, yeah, let's definitely do it. Real quick before you do that, Patty said that Jen's presentation was great. Yes, Patty, it was so good. I couldn't even, I was kind of expecting her to come in and just do a little glance over, and that would have been fine for me because, this is what some of my audience is currently interested in, but she really went really, really in depth. It was just pretty darn amazing. But yeah, Michelle, can I go ahead and unmute you? Hey, Michelle, how are you doing?
Good. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Happy December. My gosh, can you believe it's December?
I know. Crazy. I just want to thank you for doing the research that you did on your end around the MRR rights that I had asked about a few weeks back, I guess. So
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I know you were in contact with me about that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. I actually felt kind of bad because um, none of my products are MRR, and so that's why I didn't feel comfortable giving like a definitive. I kind of wanted to touch base with some of the more knowledgeable folks that I work with, and it was Thanksgiving week, so everybody was like,
Everybody's busy, yeah. Yeah,
everything
well,
was limited.
the situation is that I have a lot of PLR that I have plans to use in a certain way. And then the MRR, is from these membership sites. There's like, I have such a large quantity, but the rates are different. So I really appreciate that you have this forum to discuss the ins and outs of these things, even if you don't necessarily have the answer on hand. And I'm going in a little bit into this so that people listening to this might also have these kind of questions and want to use MRR. You know, you know what I'm getting at. There's so much quantity when you have MRR
Yeah.
sometimes, and it just feels like I want to put that to use, but I want to do it in the right way. So,
I
you
agree.
know,
And for those who are newer to our PLR Power Hour, MRR is master resale rights. Some PLR owners give these rights, and they typically mean that you can't edit it, but you can sell it, and you can sell it as your own with the PLR rights. The thing with MRR is that um, it's not like a one size fits all type of a deal. Sometimes, like in Michelle's case, for instance, we were looking at editing some graphics and not touching the written form and going from there. Um, and unfortunately, like uh, those types of questions have to go through the person who distributed the PLR. Now, if you ever have a situation like that where you can't reach somebody or you don't know how to reach somebody, then that's just kind of a heads up for those who are newer to PLR. That's a tip that you don't want to deal with that person. But I'm sorry about that little rant, Michelle. So um, you're doing a webinar, is that right?
yeah, before I go into that, I don't
Okay.
I don't think it's a rant. I think what you're talking about is so helpful. And when I started getting into the PLR world, my head was spinning a little bit, and I think other people have that experience and trying to sort out the rights of different. You can have PLR rights from different sellers, and the rights will be different, even though it's PLR. So, and MRR as well. And in my situation with the MRR question, it was packages that I don't have the right to edit in any way, and I got them very cheaply. And let's say, for example, it's a couple of packages on meditation. My thought was I could just take out the articles. Let's say they each have 10 articles on meditation. So my question would be, could I recombine the articles, and would that be a new product? So I'm still going to research that, but I just wanted to lay that out for people, like where my question's coming from, because I don't have the rights to edit the graphics, but I thought if I recombine three packages, let's say, and then create my own graphics, would that be considered a new product that I could then resell, you know? So, like I said, I don't want to dwell on this too much if it's too much, too much of a tangent, but that's the
No, no.
origin of my question around that. originally to you.
Yeah,
But
and I appreciate you saying that too, because um, even folks who watch these replays later on, we do get a lot of folks who are newer to using PLR. So it's really, uh, it's good to have you saying these things, because myself, I'm a PLR seller as well. So it's a little bit different, I think, coming from me versus coming from someone who uses it on a regular basis. So I appreciate that.
yeah, it's an interesting world. the whole the whole world of the PLR, MRR, everything is so interesting.
It
So
is. Yeah. And I think that, like, for basic PLR, I think the rates, um, even though everyone has different rights, I do believe that overall it's gotten much more like, just don't put my name on it and you can do whatever you want with it. When I
yeah,
first came on the scene like 6 years ago, about, people were like, it was crazy. It was like you'd have this huge thing of rights, and it was like, don't put it on a membership site, don't give it away, don't don't sell it for less than this. And now it's just so much easier, because you pretty much know, as long
right.
as I don't put my name on it or sell it as PLR.
Yeah, you can do what you want. Yeah, right, right. But some of the PLR I've downloaded from these membership sites is older, even if it's evergreen. So I've come across some of that. But you're right, like the newer PLR packages are much more liberal and it's freeing. But you still, I find I still have to read through it and make sure I can't make assumptions about just because someone else gave a certain level of rights that everybody does, if that makes sense.
No, that completely makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, um, yeah, so I'm doing a webinar I'd just like to share with people if that's okay.
No, please do.
And it's a free training. It's a series I'm doing. And it's not a sales webinar, it's a training webinar. And the way I'm going to do it is it's going to be free for anyone that attends live. And I'm not going to have a replay, because then I will be incorporating that recording into my paid coaching program. But I want to reward people that show up live, and they can get it for free. And can I share a link to it?
Yes, yes, please do. Please do.
Okay, so this series is going to be about creating and launching your online course or coaching program, even if you have a tiny list. That's the title. And I've got 3 sessions planned. Like I said, for people that want to show up. I'm trying to get that link. Why isn't
Now,
that?
just out of curiosity, while you're looking for that, do you have an affiliate program for that? Just from
I
blending.
actually, yeah, it's interesting you say that. I'm going to be setting one up. This is going to be like the precursor to something I'm launching in January, a paid program. Um, this isn't letting me type in the link. I don't know why.
Oh,
Let me see.
gee.
Oh, maybe I'm in the wrong. I'm going to be setting up an affiliate program for January. Okay, there it is. Um, there's no affiliate program for this because it's free. So, but yeah, I will, I can let you know when I set up the affiliate
Yeah,
program.
please do, because even like when you launch that product in January, I'd be more than happy to spread the word about it on
Oh,
our
great.
here. Yeah. For those who are newer to our Power Hour, it's all about building a community, is what we're really trying to do here, and allowing people to have a forum where they can connect with other folks who are potentially in their niche. So yeah, definitely, I would love to share that, Michelle.
Okay,
um,
I will let you know. I
and then,
appreciate it.
yeah, no problem. And can I share this link with our community this week?
I would love that if you did. Anybody, feel free to share the link. And anyone that wants to attend just can click there and sign up on the website Eventbrite. is I'm experimenting with that as a way to have signups. I actually like that site. So I don't know if anybody else has experience using it, but yeah, feel free to share it. Everyone.
I've actually never used Eventbrite, but what I'm thinking I'll do is I'm thinking this is a pretty nice win, Michelle. This is a really cool thing that you're doing. So
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been working hard all week. Yeah.
I'm really happy for you. I think this is a really great win. And what I'd love to do is do this as the member spotlight for this week. And that way we can put it on, social media and all that stuff for you as well. But yeah, I'd really love to do that. So
That would be great. And then what I like about that too, because I set this up as a series, if somebody reads the email and they don't have an opportunity to attend this week, they can jump in next week or the week after, because I'm doing different topics each week in December. So people can pick one that they want to go to or all of them. And like I said, if they miss one, they can just, join the ones that they won't miss out, is what I'm getting at.
yeah, I understand. That's really cool, Michelle. Wow. Talk about like ending 2018 with a bang. Way to go. That's really great.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's my goal, is to, kind of rev up and help other people rev up as well and get ready for 2019.
That's really, I'm like in the back of my mind, I keep thinking about that too. And this morning I was going through my picking the affiliate promos that I was going to do this week. And I was like, wait a minute. Somebody's doing 12 days of Christmas launching tomorrow. And I was like, wait, is there really only 12 days? Wait, no. There's a little more than 12 days. But then I was like, is there really just a little more than 12 days till Christmas? So yeah, 2019 is
Wow.
going to be here
Right.
sooner than later.
Yeah, and some people get in the mindset that December is an awful time to launch. But in fact, a year ago, I was inspired to launch a very different, it was my first group program, and I launched it right around Thanksgiving, and it was between Thanksgiving and Christmas, actually. And it was successful, and I enrolled about, I don't know if it was like 8 or 10 people. So I think sometimes, I guess what I want to convey to anyone listening to this is, don't get hung up on the idea that December is a lost cause, because it's not. And I'm not someone that gets really distracted by the holidays. I actually get more productive, and there are people like that. So it's actually an interesting time, and it's like a mindset thing. We don't have to be like, oh, it's a lost month. It's actually a good month to set things up for January. So that's the mindset I'm in, and
I
that's what
think that's
happened a
great.
year ago. Yeah, you never know. There might be people out there that are looking for things to do or to set things up in between holiday activities, So that's what I
And
encourage people.
still on this note, real quick, I want to say the way that you're doing it too, that helps to, people love free things. And doing something for free that will bring someone into your back end funnel or bring someone into your list overall, that's a great thing to do, especially during these months when um, overall sales may tend to slide or not, depending on your community. But that's great, because then you have them for next year, for when you launch your product, for instance, Michelle. I don't know if anyone pays attention to our emails, but we typically, during the course of the week, we think about ways to get people to open up those emails. And
Right.
so typically on Monday, we'll have some free gift for a Monday motivation. And that typically helps folks to click in and grab products that we're promoting, even though it's Monday and that's usually a slow sales day. So What Michelle's doing is really, really clever. And anyone who is looking to figure out how to wrap this year up and have folks ready for 2019, I think maybe you could take a cue here and think about just putting out something small and something free, and such as what Kim is doing with her review posts. That's great as well. And then going from there, because once they're yours, they're yours. So,
And I'll be transparent too and say my motivation in setting things up this way. I'm so glad to hear that you think it's a good idea, because we come up with ideas in our own head and we don't know how it comes across to other people until someone says something about it. But my motivation was to create a win for myself regardless of who shows up. So what I mean by that is I'm very intentional that I'm doing a different topic each week, and I'm going to record it. If anyone shows up, that's great, because I'll get a relationship building experience with them. If they don't become a client, that's okay too, because I will learn from them what they need, kind of as a long-term market research thing. And if no one shows up, I'm still going to do the recording and have a product. So I was really like, I really wanted it to be like my happiness with doing this doesn't depend on certain things happening that are out of my control.
mm-hmm.
If that makes sense, then I'm going to have good things come out of this no matter what.
Yeah, that's great. And that, like, even with things like our Power Hour, for instance, for those of you who are listening, it's really smart to look at things as it's a product. Even though it's free, it's a product. So just like with Michelle and her event that she's doing, for us with our Power Hour, we do the recording, but then we have it on our page forever. We list the resources. They stay forever. People come and they listen to it forever. So essentially, even though the primary goal is to connect with everybody and work on building our community, you have a product. So yeah, I'm with you, Michelle. I think I'm really happy for you. And we're going to promote the heck out of this for you, because I'm so happy for you. I think this is a great way to end up the year.
Well, thank you. And your Power Hour was actually an inspiration to me. And there are other people that I follow who do similar things to what you're doing, in that they teach for free on a regular basis and create an inviting space for people. And to me, I like that because it's not pushy and it creates strong relationships. So I feel connected to you, even though we're not doing video, but like I've come to a couple of your sessions and, I feel like part of your community, and that's amazing that you've created this experience for people to come in and out of as they are able to. So you inspired me, you and some other people inspired me in how to set this up. So I just want to give you some, feedback
Thank
on
you,
that.
Michelle.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
my day, actually. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to let you know that.
Oh, that's so
So,
great. I was
yeah.
talking with my business coach this morning, and we were talking about kind of the evolution of this Power Hour. And we just started doing this back in May. And like, it's funny because I would have, unless I had an expert speaker come in, it would just be like crickets. And slowly it's been kind of building up momentum and things like that. So I really appreciate you saying that. And I'm really, like, it does make, like, when I see your name on social media, I'm like, I know her.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like when you pop into my email box, I'm like, I know that lady. I know that name. Kim,
Yeah.
when
It's
I see Kim, I'm
relationship.
like, I know that name. So yeah, it's really cool.
It's relationships. Yep. So
Yeah.
thank you for inspiring me, and I'll leave the chat now so other people can participate. But I just wanted to thank you.
Oh, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate it. I'll go ahead and mute you. Um, okay. So Patty, did you feel comfortable speaking today or chatting about anything today, or did you just kind of want to chill out and kind of see how we do things over here? Also, really important, are you brand new to using PLR? Because we have a lot of free resources over at useplr.com as far as reports and whatnot that will walk you through what PLR is, what to look for in a good PLR seller, and how to get started with certain things. And I can drop those links for you if you need them. And just so everybody knows, for those of you who come pretty regularly, Carol was not able to make it today, but she sends good thoughts to everybody, and she is working on. She actually has a pretty cool win for this week. Hopefully, my internet will participate with me. I usually have all this stuff like written out in a text pad before we even begin, but today I got a late start to the gym, and I thought, well, I'll definitely go to the gym, even if I'm late for everything else, or not as organized for everything else, I guess I should say. But yeah, so Carol is making a customized version of a year in review journal PLR product. So that should be pretty interesting when she gets that wrapped up. And I'm not sure if she got that from Jen or where, but yes, Patty, please feel free to lurk. Yes, definitely. And if you would like to tap me offline, feel free to do that. Rachel at useplr.com. And if you need any resources, we have a lot of free stuff over at useplr.com. And yeah, please feel free to lurk. No problem at all. Usually we have a few more folks in this power hour, but I think this time of the year is kind of a not really a touch and go per se, but I think it's just like a crazy time of year for everybody. So I think we're going to have like a bit of a mixed group as opposed to our regular group for the next few weeks. So does anyone have any questions on anything that's been going around? Does anyone have any questions on? I know we talk a lot about what type of PLR you should look for this time of year and that kind of thing. Is anyone curious about what's happening as far as upcoming sales or you know? Oh, thanks, Michelle. Michelle says that she really appreciated the workshop we did last week with Jen Brockman. For those of you who don't know Jen or aren't familiar with her, she runs PLR planners and journals. She's really, really awesome. She's really in-depth and detailed. She is, when her schedule frees up a little bit more, she does want to start attending this power hour. So what will happen is if you see her here, feel free to ask questions and we can get her feedback on the spot. Otherwise, feel free to send me a private email and I can get that to her. But yeah, she's great. She's super helpful. So Patty says she is always curious. So okay, so here's what's Melanie Davis. Hi, Melanie. Glad to see you today. Hope you're doing good. I am chit-chatting with Patty for a quick second, so I'm going to mute you. But
okay, do you want me to pop out?
No, please stay. Please stay. Everyone else is here. I'm just going through and kind of talking to each person individually for a second.
Okay.
But thank you for the social media love today. Made me feel very, it gave me the warm and fuzzies. But anyway, I'll go ahead and mute you real quick.
Give me the warm and fuzzies.
So anyway, Patty, yeah, so what's going on that you may want to watch in your email for is Coach Glue is doing like 25 days of Christmas where they're having huge discounts on one of their products every day through the month of December. So pay attention to your emails because a lot of folks do promote Coach Glue, and Coach Glue stuff is really, really good. Trish Lindemood over at Kitchen Bloggers, for those who are in the health and wellness niche, she is going to be doing a 12 Days of Christmas sale starting tomorrow. And that, I don't know specifically what's on the sale, but I do know that Trish is really famous for stuff like recipes and menu planning, and she has even a membership over there at Kitchen Bloggers that a lot of my folks really love. She does like Instant Pot, paleo, ketogenic, everything with like an eye towards health. So that's another one that's coming up, and that's really good. And right now there is a sale on self-care, which is being run by the folks over at Master PLR. And right now it's under $20, but I do anticipate that's going to go up to at least 27, but I'm pretty sure it'll go up more because it's a pretty hefty package. And if you have any questions on anything in your specific niche, you can always reach out to me directly and I can say, hey, this is kind of what I've heard rumblings about or whatever. Because yeah, now the end of the year when people are running sales is the great time to stock up on things to use next year. So Miss Melanie, I'm unmuting you. Hey ma'am, how are you? Maybe I shouldn't have unmuted you. Maybe that was a little presumptuous of me. Hey Melanie, can I go ahead and unmute you? So for those of you who don't know what Melanie and I were talking about earlier, typically on Tuesdays you'll see us put out reminders for this Power Hour, and we'll throw it up on like all of our Facebook pages and Instagram and all that fun stuff. And today, Melanie was kind enough to put a little comment on the post saying how much she loves PLR, and I told her I love PLR too. I'm a little bit obsessed with PLR. And I think it's because it's partly because this is my business, but also using PLR has just been pretty great. Just really, really great. And it's opened a lot of doors, and I'm hoping it'll open a lot of doors for you guys too. Hey Melanie, if you have anything you want to chit chat about, or if you want to talk about anything, please feel free to let me know and I will unmute you. For those of you who are just looking for this hour to work on your PLR, please feel free to do that as well. If nothing else, this is meant to be a space for you to carve out an hour out of your busy week to focus on putting your PLR to use, or making plans for using that PLR, or finding packages that you can use in your business. One thing that I get asked a lot is if I have this piece of PLR, like if I have, let's say, this dog walking PLR, and I haven't done anything with it yet, but I see this dog training PLR over here, and that's like $9.95. Should I buy that because I already have this dog walking PLR? And even though I haven't done anything with it yet, I know that if I buy the other one, then I'll have two things of PLR in the same vein, and that's really, really important. And for those of you who are newer to PLR, my advice is always no, unless you have a specific plan to put into action. The thing about PLR is it's almost like that bright, shiny object syndrome that people talk about, where you kind of just start buying things because you know that this will work with this and this will work with this. And it's really easy to have more than you're going to use. And the problem is, you know, we all work really, really hard for our money, especially in the business. And if you aren't going to fully put something to use, or put something to use at all, then it's just an expense and it's just something cluttering up your computer. And so I always recommend that if you have something you haven't used, you go back, you figure out how you want to use it, you make a plan for it, and maybe take a look at that other package that's in the same niche sometimes, but more often than not, I say don't even worry about it. Yes, lurk or work. Oh my gosh, Michelle, I think that is going to be our new motto for the PLR Power Hour. That is so great. Lurk or work. I love it. Sure, Patty. Sure, Patty. So for those of you who are listening to the replay, Patty is asking, she says she doesn't see a lot of people in the whole food PLR niche, and she just wants to know why I personally like it and what the purpose is of using whole foods. So for me personally, Patty, I had a PLR site many years back that kind of focused on a lot of things. And my business coach, when I started working with her, she said, don't do that. She said, pick something and focus on that, and that will be your community will start to grow around that laser focused thing. So in the beginning, as you can imagine, I was like, oh crud, I've got all this stuff on like parties and depression and whole foods yoga and, you know, all this different stuff, and credit reports, and, you know, what am I gonna, like, what the heck? And then because I listened to my business coach, I was in this big quandary, like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna turn that into? What am I gonna focus on? So what happened was, a few years ago, I have a son, and he has suffered from kidney stones since he was 5. He's had more than 5 hospital stays due to kidney stones. I think ultimately he's had 6. And many of those were 4 and 5 day trips. So scope of his life, he's been in the hospital more than a month. So when I really started to think, well, what would I like to create as far as laser focus, it really became, well, you know, I have to worry about him and his health anyway. I'm always researching things anyway to try to bring a little bit of health to him. So it kind of became natural to put it all together, you know, do the research, write the stuff, and learn something for myself. Now, as far as whole foods, the main purpose of using whole foods is reducing inflammation and weight loss. There's a lot of different facets to whole foods. So, for instance, over at Whole Food PLR, whenever you look at something in the whole food section, and I'll share it with you really quick. Give me just a second, and I can show you exactly what I mean. So when you go over to Whole Food PLR, for instance, we have our PLR here, but we have it broken down. So this is Paleo PLR. Paleo is grain-free, organic. It does use eggs. And if you've ever learned anything about the Whole30 or anything of that nature, that is what I tell people is kind of like paleo on steroids. but it's all kind of connected in that way. Over here with the whole food PLR, whole foods is a little bit different because you can have whole food plant-based eaters, you can have whole food meat eaters, you can have whole food eaters who eat both plant-based and meat eaters. Typically paleo eaters are considered whole food eaters. So there's a huge scope there. So what I'll do is whenever you go to one of our products, you're going to want to look right by our buy button if it's in the whole food section, because like I said, there's all these different whole food facets. You always want to look under the buy now button. And so this, for instance, this report is for meat and plant-based eaters. So while that means that typically it will have meat, oil, eggs. If you were plant-based, you wouldn't have meat or eggs or oil. Plant-based generally follows the forks over knives philosophy. Whenever we say plant-based, we try to follow the forks over knives philosophy. Whenever we say meat eaters in whole food, we typically try to follow the whole and 30 philosophies over there. So hopefully that that makes a little bit of sense. If it doesn't, please feel free to let me know. Melanie says she is on a PLR rescue mission. I love it, Melanie. I love it. Do you want to chit-chat with us about anything special today, Melanie? That's great. Like, I really love that PLR rescue mission. It's like, let's rescue our PLR and let's use it from our. Let's not become PLR hoarders. I guess should be the overall motto. Sure, I'll go. Can I unmute you? Hey there, Melanie. How are you? Hey there, Melanie.
Can you hear me?
I can. I thought I unmuted you for the first time, but I actually didn't. So I probably sounded like I was talking to you, even though I couldn't hear you then. So how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad that we bumped into each other.
Oh, me too. Now we bumped into forgive me because I run into a lot of people on here, but you and we just recently connected, didn't we?
Yes, and I believe it was through Kelly's community that happened.
Yeah. Yeah. For those who don't know, Kelly McCausey is whenever I say business coach, that's my business coach. And so yeah, what Melanie and I are both part of is either Kelly has a Love People Make Money group on Facebook, and she also has a Momentum group, and they're both really great groups. And if you can get connected with either of those, I really recommend it. But yeah, so that's really cool that we met through Kelly. You know, do you know Angel Santos from Kelly's groups?
No, I do not.
She is also part of one of Kelly's Momentum groups, and she pops in here every now and again too. So if you ever see her, just know she's part of the Kelly clique too.
Awesome.
So what are you working on this week?
All right. So right now, I'm actually working on taking PLR and creating a mini course with a workbook with it. I will say, I used to not be able to say this easily, but I was a PLR hoarder, big time. And I think it's easy to get into that, especially when we find great deals of it. Mm-hmm. But I realized, I'm in a buy instead of a use cycle. So I literally told myself, no more PLR until you do something with what you had. And then when I started going through that process, I realized I wasn't the only one, but I truly love to write. And it's great to have something to jump off of instead of the blank screen. So what I do is basically, now that I've gone through it and I can create different things, I kind of have a certain technique I've gotten over the few years. on PLR. So I'm actually helping rescue PLR off of other people's hard drives and helping them find a way to use it and not just use it. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, that's great, Melanie. That's awesome.
Thank you. And so it's just, you can really monetize PLR well. For me, I do a personal challenge of, I like to do at least 30% unique, but I personally prefer to make something 50% or more unique, to where the person doesn't even recognize it was their own PLR. And I had to be very disciplined and strategic, because sometimes PLR can get outdated. And my problem is that I thought I can still use that someday, so I would not get rid of it. And as soon as I learned and disciplined that I needed to be more strategic as I was purchasing things, is how was I going to use it? I've been in the virtual industry for 20 years now, going on 21. And I started because I was stubborn and I don't like being told no. So one of the things I love to do, especially, I work with men too, but I really love working with women, and women who would like to build a business at home, so that way if they've got a family or children, then it works perfect in their schedules. And so one of those areas is using PLR can help you really get yourself out there online. And when it's done right, you can really find profit from your PLR. And I love hearing about other people sharing and asking and talking about PLR, and that, Rachel, you facilitate that beautifully. And I love hearing what people are doing and what kind of ideas or plans that they have, because I believe that when you come into a group, especially a nice intimate group like this, I call it the popcorn effect, where when somebody shares something, it can create other areas popping off in other people's heads of ways that they can do that successfully. Because I'm all about empowering women and just helping them use what they have in a strategic way, instead of having to invest more money in something. Because I remember when I first started, the internet was just a little baby, and it was so hard to sell people on the idea to hire a virtual assistant if they couldn't see you in their office. So it was really hard those first few years. But as a single mom with 2 little kids, ages 4 and 6, I literally paid my first home off 100% through my virtual business. And so I want that for other people too. I don't want people to feel like it's an either or kind of thing if they've got a family or children. And, we're all very smart, intelligent women here. And, we need to be there for each other and uplift each other and share our ideas that can make something a little easier for someone else behind us. So I'm sorry, I just kind of took that whole thing and went. I apologize.
No, you should take that and run, because especially being able to pay off your house with an online business, that's really impressive. That's really, really
impressive. It is, because back in 1998, that was unheard of.
Wow. Yeah,
it can be done.
When I first met my husband, that was in 2000, and it's funny because I had never really heard of this internet kind of thing, and my husband, he would do chat rooms, and he had a little blog, and he just thought the internet was the coolest thing ever. And if somebody had told me way back then that one day I'd be able to earn money doing this thing that was totally foreign to me, I don't think I ever would have believed it. So kudos to you. So 2 questions. First, do you have an affiliate program?
I do.
Okay. Would you like to drop the link for your affiliate program into the chat box for everyone today? And if it works for you, I can make it a resource too when we put this replay up on our site.
Okay, I can create your affiliate link, and then I could message you back with that.
Okay.
But yes, and that would be awesome. And I think it works well because I get people who, on the other side of it, they're looking for good PLR. So I think this is where it's nice, where all of us can help support each other in the different things that we do. So I'll shoot that to you this afternoon. Right now, until the end of December, the VIP program membership is currently at $167 a month, and it's a lot of stuff to do the PLR with. So I'll get that to you guys, because January 1st it goes up to $197 a month.
Now, would you feel comfortable telling everybody a little, like, you rewrite PLR too, is that right?
Yes, that's what I do.
Right. And so your VIP program, if I was reading over it, so if I understand it correctly, you rewrite PLR and you have focus calls. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah, there's a lot of benefit with Melanie and her Use Your PLR program. So
okay, I'm going to put the link here for people to look at it, but I ask you, if you do end up signing up, please let me know that you found out through this means, because I want to make sure that everybody gets a discount, and I want Rachel to get credit for it too.
Oh, thanks, Melanie. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. You've got to be looking out for each other. Otherwise, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Or it works, but it's just very slimy, and I don't like slimy.
Yeah. Kelly says that a lot too, the slimy. She said that to me before too. And it's it's so true though. You don't realize it until you kind of start to spot what's kind of slimy and what's not slimy. And then you're like, oh yeah, that's not a good business practice.
Hey, this is a slime-free zone.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. But yeah, you're doing really great things over there. I think that's a really cool program, and I think that especially for communities like this, I think that this is a great it's a great way for folks to know that they can buy their PLR, get it rewritten, get it out. Super fast, super easy, less headache on them. I think that's great. And so remind me again, what is the discounted price on that VIP program?
It's $167 a month. And what that is that you get that VIPs, they get priority. We only take a certain amount of work per month, because I've got a team, and they're a great team. They're great writers. And we never overextend ourselves, because for us, it's all about the quality and not the quantity. So one of the things that we have going on is, like, for lead magnets, people need, to have something for an opt-in page and such. And so, we could do that. If you've got a blog series, we can do that. The great thing is working with and using PLR all these years, you begin to be able to see what is better to invest a little bit more on the front end of your PLR quality. Coach Glue is awesome. And if you're part of their VIP program, this is where clients bring their PLR so that we can create the mini courses and workbooks and things like that to really expand on that. Because sometimes it's hard to find the time, or you might not be comfortable in or sure how to do the PLR side of it, or that you do know, but you don't have the time. So we try to fit right in between those two little lines and help people out.
And I do believe you can try it for $20. Is that right? I'm going off of memory here, because I know that I was really looking at your site.
Yes, I do have a try us for 20 where you could give us something up to 750 words, and we'll process that for you.
Let's see here. We have Kim has a quick question, Melanie. She just wants to know, it's use your PLR, right? Yeah.
Yes.
It's use your PLR, Kim. We've updated the link in the chat. And Patty says she loves our new sayings, guys. So that is lurker work and PLR rescue mission and slime free zone.
See what greatness comes from coming together?
The popcorn effect, right?
That's right.
So, all right, guys. So we have our member wins for the week. We have Kim, who is using her PLR to make some review products, which I think is great, Kim. And if you want to share that with us, maybe next week, if you have that ready, we will gladly take a look at it. I think everyone could benefit from that. Hers is on sleep, which everyone needs and everyone loves. Michelle is doing a webinar, which is going to be great for our 2019 goals. She's going to help us launch a product. It's a free webinar, so let's pay attention to that. And of course, Melanie from Use Your PLR is here, which is really, really awesome. And I think that we should all look at that. Yeah, Melanie, you and I have been having a Facebook chat, so we can reignite that too and get that affiliate stuff taken care of. I think I might have it. I don't know. But anyway, so okay, guys. This is Rachel Youngson from useplr.com and wholefoodplr.com. If you have any questions between now and next Power Hour, please send me an email at rachel@useyourplr.com. Or that's not true. I'm thinking of Melody. No, rachel@useplr.com is my email. Our next PLR Power Hour will be next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern at rachelonzoom.com. Okay, guys, it was really great to see everyone today. Patty, thank you so much for joining us. And okay, guys, so have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I'll talk to you guys later.